There are nights when danger feels close enough to breathe. Nights when one wrong step could end a life. Or change it forever. Tonight is one of those nights. A ruthless Mafia heir. A girl hunted for reasons she doesn't understand. And a single moment that will pull their fates together. Whether they want it or not. Welcome to a world where loyalty cuts deeper than bullets. Where desire is as dangerous as the enemies in the shadows. And where one man who swore never to love is about to meet the woman who will ruin every vow he ever made. If you love dark romance, suspense, and stories that keep your heart racing, then stay with me. Because this one begins with a gunshot and ends with a choice that could ignite a war.
Just get us out of here.
A gunshot exploded so close to Leon DeLuca's head that the concrete beside him shattered, spraying dust across his face. He didn't duck. He didn't flinch. Instead, he stepped into the open like a man who had already made peace with death. "Come out!" "Mafia Prince!" someone screamed from the darkness of the abandoned warehouse. "Let's finish this!" Leon smirked, raising his gun with a calmness that bordered on madness. "You first!" 2 shots, clean, precise, and the echo of bodies collapsing swallowed the room. Rain hammered the collapsing roof. Thunder rolled like war drums. Leon wiped a thin line of blood from his cheek with the back of his hand, a cut still warm from the earlier scuffle. Another night. Another enemy. Another reminder that he didn't fear pain, didn't fear death, didn't fear anything since love betrayed him and hollowed him out. He reloaded, breath steady. Then he heard it. Not a gunshot. Not a footstep. A small, trembling gasp. Leon froze, his senses sharpening instantly. The sound came from behind the crates stacked near the far wall, too soft to be a fighter, too frightened to be a threat. Weapon raised, Leon approached slowly. A shadow shifted. A figure stumbled forward. A girl. Soaked from the storm, hands tied behind her back, cloth gag around her mouth. She looked like she'd been dragged through fear itself. Her eyes, wide, dark, shimmering with panic, locked on his with a desperation that struck him harder than any bullet tonight. "What the hell?" he whispered. She recoiled as if he might shoot her next. Leon lowered the gun without thinking, confused by the sudden tightening in his chest. He had seen fear in countless faces, but never like this. Fear mixed with fragile hope. Fear that wanted to live. He knelt and gently removed the gag. "Who are you? Who tied you up?" Her voice shook. "Please, they said they were coming back. I don't want to die. Please help me." Something inside Leon, rusted shut for years, twitched painfully. "What's your name?" he asked. "Ariella," she whispered. "Ariella Cruz." Outside, gunfire erupted again. She jolted violently, nearly collapsing. Leon caught her, hand steady and careful. "Easy," he murmured. "I've got you." He didn't even recognize his own voice. "Leon," his man shouted from the warehouse entrance. "Fall back. The police are closing in." Leon's jaw tightened. He could escape alone. But with her? Weak, terrified, tied up for God knows how long. A liability. A stranger. A choice he didn't want. But when she looked up at him, eyes full of pleading and rain and something painfully human, the answer ripped out of him before he could stop it. "Stay close to me," he ordered, untying her hands with sharp, precise motions. "No matter what happens, don't run." Her breath trembled. "Why are you helping me?" "I don't know," he muttered truthfully. He grabbed her hand and guided her through a back corridor, avoiding the firefight and the cops. She stumbled, shivering uncontrollably, but she held on. He didn't let go. They burst into a narrow alley, rain drumming hard enough to sting. Sirens wailed in the distance. Movement flickered on the rooftops, rival gang shadows still hunting. Ariella shivered violently. Leon shrugged off his jacket and wrapped it over her shoulders. "You're freezing," he said. Her brows pinched. "You don't even know me." "I know danger," he replied. "And you're not it." A metallic clang echoed from the alley's end. Leon instantly shoved her behind him. 2 men stepped out of the shadows. "So this is the girl," one sneered. "Boss wants her brought in alive." Ariella froze behind him, breath broken. They were following me for days," she whispered. The man laughed. "Pretty little thing, caused a lot of trouble. Good thing the boss pays extra for difficult pets." Ariella's stomach twisted. Leon's eyes went deadly cold. "Pets! he echoed softly. She ain't yours, Prince, the man spat. Hand her over and maybe we don't. Leon didn't let him finish. He moved like a blade in motion. A kick to the first man's knee, crack. A blow to the second's wrist, clatter of a dropped gun. A slam against the brick wall. Ariella watched in stunned terror as Leon dismantled them with brutal grace. You want her, he growled, squeezing the man's throat. Try taking her. The man choked out. Why do you care? She's nothing to you. Leon hesitated, just for a heartbeat. Why did he care? He didn't know. But when he looked back at her, shaking, soaked, bravely trying to stay on her feet, his chest tightened with something he didn't want to name. He tossed the man into the mud and stepped toward Ariella. She stared at him like she couldn't decide whether he was her salvation or another nightmare. You killed them, she whispered. If I wanted them dead, Leon said calmly, they'd be dead. Her voice trembled. Who are you? Leon DeLuca. Her blood ran cold. Everyone knew that name. You're the DeLuca Mafia heir, she breathed. He nodded once, expected her to run, scream, beg him to let her go. But instead, she whispered, Then why help me? He held her gaze, the truth slipping out in a rough exhale. I don't know, but I'm not leaving you here. Where are you taking me? She asked. Somewhere safe. But I don't even know you. You don't have to, he said, taking her hand. Just trust me tonight. Ariella hesitated, then nodded. And for the first time in years, something warm and dangerous flickered to life inside Leon DeLuca. Something like the beginning of love, or the beginning of destruction. He wasn't sure which scared him more. Ariella woke up with a gasp. For a moment she didn't recognize the room. Dim lights, cold marble floor, tall windows blurred with rain. Her pulse raced until she saw him leaning against the doorframe, arms crossed, watching her with unreadable eyes. Leon DeLuca. She jerked up too fast, nearly slipping off the bed. Where am I? Safe, he said simply. You keep using that word like it means something to me. Her voice trembled, but she held her chin high. You kidnapped me. Leon's eyebrow lifted. I pulled you out of a death trap. And brought me to another, she shot back. Leon pushed off the door, walking toward her with unhurried steps, each one making her heart hammer harder. If I wanted you dead, he said quietly, you'd already be dead. Ariella's breath caught, because for some disturbing reason, she believed him. He sat on the edge of the bed, keeping a small but intentional distance. Who were those men chasing you? She swallowed. I don't know. They just kept appearing. Outside my house. Near my work. I thought I was imagining it, but then one grabbed me. Next thing I know, I wake up tied in that warehouse. Leon's jaw tightened with a quiet, controlled fury that made the room feel warmer. Someone paid a lot to find you. I'm nobody. He shook his head slowly. No one is nobody. Not in my world. She didn't know why that sentence made her chest tighten. He stood abruptly. You need food, a shower, medical attention. I need to go home, she insisted. Leon turned back, his expression hardening. You're not stepping one foot outside until I know who's hunting you. You don't own me, she snapped. His voice dropped to a dangerous whisper. No, but I just risked my entire syndicate's stability to keep you alive. I need answers. She stared at him, at the man who looked like stone but spoke like a storm. I don't have answers, she whispered. He exhaled sharply, frustration flashing before he masked it again. Then we find them. A knock. One of Leon's men, Marco, poked his head in. Boss, we found something. Leon's eyes sharpened. Speak. Marco hesitated, glancing at Ariella. We traced the men who tried to grab her. They aren't from any local crew. They're from the Veskovs. Leon's blood went cold. Ariella noticed instantly. Is that bad? Bad, Leon repeated, is an understatement. Marco added, they had orders to bring the girl alive. Direct orders. Ariella's hand shook faintly. Leon noticed. Without thinking, he stepped closer, his voice lower, softer. Ariella, look at me. She did. You're under my protection now. No one touches you again. Her lashes fluttered, confusion and something else flickering in her eyes. Why? She whispered. Leon didn't have an answer that made sense, even to himself. Why? Because her voice made him feel again. Because her fear tasted like something he wanted to destroy. Because she made him hesitate, and no one ever made him hesitate. Marco cleared his throat. Boss, we also pulled footage near the warehouse. Someone set you up. Leon stiffened. Who? Marco shook his head. Still checking. Leon cursed under his breath. A trap. The warehouse attack wasn't a coincidence. Someone wanted him dead, and wanted the girl delivered to another Mafia family. Ariella sank back onto the bed, her voice small. Why me? Leon looked at her for a long, heavy moment, as if he were memorizing every detail of her face. We're going to find out, he said. Together. Her breath caught. Together. He didn't blink. I'm not letting you out of my sight. She stared at him as rain pounded the windows. For a moment, just a moment, she felt something terrifying. Safe. Leon turned to leave but paused at the door. Ariella. She looked up. Rest. You're safe here. And his voice softened unexpectedly. You did well tonight. She didn't know why, but heat rose in her throat. After he left, she sat back, heart racing. Why did the most dangerous man she'd ever met make her feel more protected than anyone in her entire life? Why did he look at her like she mattered? Why did she hope, deeply, stupidly, that he wouldn't let her go? Leon drove through the sleeping city like the night itself was chasing him. Every raindrop streaking across the windshield felt like another reminder that his world was closing in. Ariella sat beside him, wrapped in his jacket, her fingers trembling against the fabric as if trying to anchor herself to something, anything, that felt real. Leon, her voice was small, hesitant. Are we safe now? Not yet, he said, jaw locked, eyes scanning every intersection. But we will be. He didn't say it lightly. Leon DeLuca didn't make promises. He executed guarantees. And yet the words tasted unfamiliar, heavy in his mouth, because they were not for a soldier or an ally, or a business partner. They were for her. A sudden vibration cut through the tension. His phone lit up. Vince. Leon answered, voice low. Talk. We've got a bigger problem, Vince said. Those men weren't acting alone. Someone paid the Black Vipers to track the girl. Leon stiffened. Ariella. Ariella stared at him, fear flickering in her eyes. Do you know anyone who'd go this far to find you? Leon asked once the call ended. She swallowed hard. I don't know. I've never been in trouble. I go to school, I work part-time. I don't have enemies. Everyone has enemies, Leon said quietly. She shook her head stubbornly. Not me. Leon almost admired that. Her certainty, her refusal to see herself as anything other than normal, harmless. But he knew better. No one hired an assassin crew for harmless. He pressed harder. Think again, Ariella. Someone wanted you alive. Why? Her lips parted, then closed. Her fingers twisted together. There's something I didn't tell you, she whispered. Leon waited. My father, he was involved in something before he died. Her voice shook. He always said if anything ever happened to him, I should run. Hide. I thought he was just being paranoid. Leon inhaled slowly. What was he involved in? I don't know, she said helplessly. He never told me. I only know he owed someone money. A lot of money. Leon exhaled a harsh breath, ice moving through his veins. Debt collectors don't hire assassins, Ariella. She shivered. Then who were they? The kind of men who don't stop, he said. Not until they get what they came for. Ariella paled as if the world tilted beneath her feet. Leon's grip tightened on the steering wheel. He hated the fear in her eyes. He hated the way her voice broke. He hated that he cared so much. He turned sharply down a side street. Ariella grabbed the dashboard to steady herself. Where are we going? She asked. My safe house, Leon said. No one finds it. Ever. But won't this put you in danger? She whispered. He didn't answer. Because the answer was yes. He was already in danger. Because of her. The safe house was a quiet two-story building hidden behind towering pines. Leon scanned the perimeter before guiding Ariella inside. As soon as the door shut, Ariella sagged against the wall, exhaustion catching up to her. You need rest, he said. You look like you haven't slept in days. I haven't, she whispered. I kept hearing footsteps outside my apartment, people talking under my window. I thought I was imagining things, but now. You weren't, Leon said. She hugged herself tightly. Why me? Why is this happening to me? He stepped closer without thinking. Ariella. His voice softened. Too much. I don't know yet, but I swear to you, nobody will touch you while I'm breathing. Her eyes glistened, and she nodded, but Leon could see it. The spiraling fear, the what-ifs clawing at her chest. He didn't touch people. He didn't comfort, but he reached out anyway, brushing a strand of wet hair from her face. You're safe now, he murmured. Her breath shuddered. Why are you doing this? She whispered. You don't even know me. Leon held her gaze, unable to look away. I know enough. Her heartbeat fluttered. You should hate me. I'm just trouble. I've handled trouble before, he said. You're different. How? He opened his mouth, but someone pounded on the door. Ariella screamed. Leon spun, hand instantly going to his gun. Get behind me, he ordered. She obeyed instantly. He approached the door silently, shoulders tense. One more knock echoed. A slow, deliberate one. Leon. A voice called from outside. It's me, Vince. Leon unlocked the door only halfway. You're supposed to call, Leon growled. We have bigger issues, Vince said, stepping in. His eyes landed on Ariella for a split second before returning to Leon. The girl's father wasn't just in debt. He stole something. Ariella stiffened. That's impossible. My father would never. Vince shook his head. We found proof. A ledger. Documents. Transactions involving offshore accounts. Your father took something from a very powerful man. Who? Leon demanded. Vince hesitated. Ariella held her breath. The Orloff syndicate. Leon felt the room tilt. Ariella whispered. I don't understand. Who are they? Leon turned to her, eyes darkening. The most dangerous organization on the East Coast. They don't forgive. They don't forget. And if your father stole from them... Ariella's hand flew to her mouth. They'll kill me. Leon stepped toward her. Not if I stop them. Vince looked between them, brows raised. Leon, you sure about this? Protecting her means going to war. Leon didn't blink. They want her alive, he said, which means she's leverage. And if they take her, they'll break her until she gives them whatever they want. Ariella trembled violently. Leon touched her shoulder gently. I won't let that happen. Not now. Not ever. Her breath hitched, her eyes filling with something he couldn't define. Maybe trust. Maybe something more dangerous. Vince exhaled, rubbing his forehead. This is insane, but I'll back you. Ariella looked between them, voice trembling. What do I do now? Leon didn't hesitate. You stay with me. Her cheeks flushed faintly. Is that safe? No, he said honestly. Not for me. But it's the only way to keep you alive. Ariella stepped closer, searching his eyes. Leon, why me? Why risk everything? He didn't move away. Because when I found you, he said quietly, something in me changed. Something I swore would never wake up again. She inhaled slowly, her voice barely audible. And what is that? Leon brushed his thumb slowly across her cheek. Something worth protecting. A distant explosion rocked the night. Ariella gasped. Vince swore and ran to the window. They found us. Leon grabbed Ariella's hand. Stay behind me. No matter what. Her fingers tightened around his. Leon, she whispered. Don't let go. He didn't. He never would. Not now. Not after everything. And as the lights went out and the shadows surged toward the house, Leon realized. He wasn't saving her anymore. He was fighting for her. Fighting for something he never thought he'd feel again. Something he was suddenly terrified to lose. If you're holding your breath right now, you're not alone. Before you go, tap like, smash subscribe, and tell me in the comments what you think Leon's next move will be. Should he protect Ariella? Or walk away before the war begins? Your opinion might inspire the next episode. Stay tuned. Episode 2 is coming.